say, which are available who are doing very similar things, right? It's still very, very restricted in terms of number of solutions those are available. There are a bunch of companies which keep popping up here or there, but they have their wait list, they don't have the product, they're doing it manually, so on and so forth. So when we started about a year and a half back, there was no tool which existed which can do video dubbing for you in real time with the power of AI. We were the first ones, is what I would say, to actually give this tool in hands of a real user or a real video producer to be able to dub it or translate it into multiple languages. So how we look at this is, obviously dubbing as an industry has existed since forever. There are movies, series, there's been dubbed since forever. But how we see at the market is that that's always been restricted to the high production value videos only. Because once they are consumed again, they're going to give you some returns in terms of tickets, movie tickets, Netflix, so on and so forth. So we believe that that industry needs to be democratized in a way that any video that's created needs to be translated or dubbed into multiple languages. So with that mindset, we've taken a very product first approach, that it's not a very service heavy. It's not like that you have to talk to us to use the product. It's a PLG led motion that we are looking at. Anybody can come upload a video from multiple integrations that we have available, and then start translating it. We have about 30 plus languages currently, and obviously we keep adding on those as we move forward. We have multiple speakers, we'll get into the features, but when we started, there was nobody else doing it. Right now, we believe the problem has become so important that there are multiple players who are trying to solve for it. But I would say everybody is in a certain place in their journey, wherein we've launched the product, we already have users, we are engaging with your community as well to get more users on to use it. Yeah.
Lovely. So I remember we spoke about Dubverse sometime last year when the product was more of a manual part two. Product has evolved so much last 6 to 8 months. So very happy to see that. So, and when you say you are planning to add more languages, and Dubverse, as the name says, it's going to be focusing more on dubbing into multiple languages, but apart from getting into features, not just limited to having more languages, which is going to be of course essential. I would like to see at least 80, 90 languages worldwide, country-wise, continent-wise, split up. Yeah, that's going to happen for sure. But I would like to discuss more about what are the features that you're planning to have to make it much more collaborative. But I think we can wait for some questions and some more people to join in. But meanwhile, we can have a quick demo of the product, and then we can come back and discuss all of these future of Dubverse and then take some questions as well.
Sure. Do we have people on the webinar right now?
We have people joining in on YouTube Live and Facebook right now.
Okay. Sure. Do you want me to do the demo now? Do you want me to wait maybe another 5 minutes for more people to join in?
Well, I think we can get forward to the demo because we are going to be repurposing this webinar as well anyway. Yeah.
Sure. Cool. So let me do a quick demo is what I would say, so that I can be able to explain what Dubverse stand for and who we are overall. Yeah, so that's the product. But before moving on to the product, I just want to sort of quickly cover what all we offer. The name obviously is Dubverse, and the primary focus is to break the language barrier on the internet, to be able to do multiple things for these creators. For anybody who's creating a video, that's how we look at it. There are creators who are doing it for their own selves. There are creators who are doing it as a service to others. There are video producers who work in a certain company or an agency or a bigger organization where they need to produce a lot of videos for their day-to-day purposes. So the tool that we have built in a certain way caters to all of their requirements. It's more self-serve, it's more PLG led. You can come subscribe. We have a free layer also working. So before you maybe make a purchase actually on SaaS Mantra, you can really go and try out 1 or 2 projects quickly. Be sure of the output that you're going to get, and then sort of subscribe to it. Because for us, the value that we deliver from the product is very, very important. Hence, we show it upfront. We give you trial, we give you free credits so that you're able to understand what you are getting into in terms of association. Because we only like long-term associations. We don't want you to go away once you sort of come onto the platform. The first thing that we do obviously is dubbing, which is as simple as a video in, video out sort of an experience. You input a video through multiple sources I'll walk you through, and as an output you get a dubbed video. We have 30 plus languages as of now and about 150 speakers which you can choose from. The second thing is subtitling. Again, subtitling is already a very established use case wherein anybody who's creating a video understands that they need to create subtitles. This helps in SEO, this helps in discoverability, this sort of increases the watch time overall of your video. Now, again, this can be on YouTube, this can be on your LMS system, this can be a product explainer, this can be a L&D video, whatever that might be, but just adding subtitles on top of the video has become very important in today's world. And what we've also done here is that you can create videos, create subtitles for a video in any language, right? So obviously there are a bunch of tools out there available which are doing subtitle, but they do subtitle for the same language. So if I have an English video, they are going to do English subtitles for me. What we are saying is that you have a video in any language, for an example, German, Hindi, Gujarati, and we are able to generate subtitles for you in English and any other language that you really want. Right, because internet is becoming a place where anybody everybody is on the internet in today's world, not necessarily anybody speaking English only. So to be able to cater to those, we allow you to create subtitles from any language to any language. The third thing that we offer is the TTS, which is the say that we call within the product. This is primarily, again, any text that you bring in, you can create this into a voiceover. Here, two primary things that we have as a differentiation or why you should do it with Dubverse. One is that, again, for non-English languages, we have very human-like voices. So anything and everything that you see with the crown is a Dubverse powered speaker, is a Dubverse curated speaker from scratch. And they basically sound more human-like. They have that finesse, which usually is missing in an AI speaker. And the second interesting thing that we do here is that, for an example, you have a script in English, but you want a voiceover in Marathi. What you'll have to do otherwise is you have to go translate and then create a TTS out of it. But here we allow you to input in English, but choose a Marathi speaker. So we'll do the translation bit automatically at our end, because we anyway do the dubbing aspect to it. So that again really enables or unlock a lot of new users to be able to again move across languages. So everything related to language is what you can come to Dubverse for. I'll take a quick pause, Sampath, if there's any question. Yep. Anything that we're getting, I'm happy to answer. Otherwise, I can dig deeper.
Yeah, I have a couple of questions, but then I think that can wait after the demo session. I'm just saving it for now, so we can go through the questions, all of them together.
Sure. So I'll specifically go through the dubbing demo more in detail. Subtitle and say are primarily more simpler. For a dubbing aspect, I'll go a little deeper. Sorry. Yeah. So this is basically. Yeah. So this is basically how my dubbing flow looks like. We have multiple integrations which are available on the face of it. Again, we understand when these users have stored their videos in multiple different video banks, is how we call them. They can be a local device, Google Drive, YouTube, Vimeo, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, however that is. These are, some of them are upcoming or new coming, and some of them are already launched. Again, the idea here is that we want to become a part of your workflow. So if we are able to, so what we allow here is that if you integrate your YouTube, so every video that's there on YouTube, your unlisted videos as well, will basically automatically appear within the Dubverse platform. So you'll not have to do a lot of tab switching, and everything can be done within this platform only. And we also store your previously done projects. So these are all the projects that I have done from my system. So I'm able to record all the history that's there. So I'll pick one of the videos which I've done earlier. I click on next. This automatically calculates what is the cost that's going to be. I'll dig deeper into the credit system that we have, but this tells you upfront how many credits do you have and how many credits is this specific project going to take for you, so that you understand what's happening here. Right. Now, these are the multiple speakers that I have that I can choose from. Before the speaker, you can definitely choose the different languages. These are all the global languages that we have, and these are all the Indian languages that we have. I can go here, I can play them.
आपकी आवाज में दर्शकों को मोहित.
So on and so forth. I can skim through male, female. I can go to other languages. I will find multiple crown-based speakers here. So all of these are pro speakers, which are included in the LTD plan that we are talking with SaaS Mantra. I can go here, I can add multiple in a single go as well. So this again allows me in a single attempt, I can do multiple projects as well. Right. And we've just launched this new feature. I think if there are older people also on the call, we did not have this. We've just launched this, that save my preference. So all the language and all the speakers that I sort of select will be saved as my preference for future projects. So again, I'm saving a step, and I don't have to sort of listen to the speakers again and again to dub them. And that's how simple it is, that all my 3 to 4 projects that I created have been taken in by the system. Now they'll get generated. usually we take the length of the time equal to the length of the video to dub a video from one language to another language. And how you see the cost increase to 12 because I did the same video, which was 4 credits, 3 times or 3 different languages. So obviously the cost multiplies with every language.
Gotcha. Interesting. So just a quick question here, and I just sorry to interrupt you. So when you say like the credits is going to be based on the number of minutes where the dubbing is going to be applied, right? For example, say I want to upload a video which has like nearly say a length of like 30 minutes, out of which I just want to dub only the portion of 10 minutes where I speak in Hindi. I just want that to be dubbed to English. So would that be doable with Dubverse right now?
Very interesting question, or the way to look at it. As of now, no. As of now, we would recommend you to cut your video for that only 10 minute and bring that 10-minute video onto the platform. LTD folks maybe can upload the whole video as well because you have abundance of credits in a certain way.
Right.
But no, we'll dub the whole video that's being uploaded to the platform.
Right. So that brings me up to like a follow-up question to that. So would this be like a feature that you would consider building in the future? For example, say I want to upload a whole video. Basically, I don't want to have like multiple tools just to get a single job done.
Sure.
Would that be like a feature that we can expect from the Dubverse team to have it?
Sure. I think it's an interesting way to look at it. Honestly, we've not seen such a use case where I just want to dub a certain part of it and not the whole video. We've not seen it as yet, but I think if we see that more going forward, we definitely will be more than happy to include that within the platform.
Right.
Currently, what we see is, or what we usually see is people dubbing the whole video because if you're doing it, you would want to do the whole video into a different language is what we see usually. But definitely there's a lot more coming from a feature set standpoint. So this is an interesting input that I'll take back to the product team.
Definitely. Thank you so much. Actually, this question to come in to us via one of our support channels. So where someone from Denmark, he has asked, they basically do like a introduction in Danish, and then they are doing a webinar in English. So they basically want to cover the Danish crowd, and he wants to know, like, I mean, the webinar is like more than 1 hour long, it seems. So he wants to know if the initial portion could be automatically dubbed to English in his voice.
Yeah. So, very interesting from a webinar standpoint. I think we can definitely consider in the coming times. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you. So I don't mean to interrupt you, but then when you were talking about like dubbing and stuff, I couldn't help myself.
Sure. No. This is a good one, definitely. Cool. Let me dig deeper further. So once you create a project, it takes some time and then gives you an output. Let me pick an older output for now. So for example, this is one of the files that I did. Now there are multiple steps that I can take here. I can either go and watch this, which opens on a new tab, tells me what is the language I've chosen, what is the speaker that I've chosen, what was my settings in a certain way. So everything basically comes here and I can play it.
Le compositeur a des sticks, notamment une baignoire, des glaçons, un poisson.
So on and so forth. Now, one is I can watch the video. From here, I can share it with my team members, my friend, anybody who I want to show this video to. So if you copy this link and you send it to somebody, it opens as a shareable link to anybody, right? So what this does is that I, as one of your friend or anybody you want to showcase the video to, very easily give me comments, because what we are doing is that we are dealing in languages and not always everybody knows both or 3 or 4 languages that you're dubbing into. So we've made it very simple for you to share it anywhere with your friend or anybody. They can post anonymously as well, or they can add their name as well and give a rating. This all will sort of come to you on your output page. This is the output page that we call internally, where you have multiple videos, and on the below side you will get all the comments that you're getting from across the people. Again, this is for an understanding or a quick feedback or a quick check that you want to do with somebody who's an expert in the language that you're dubbing to. The other thing that is very important and really differentiates Dubverse as a product is the studio that we've built, right? So what the studio does is that this gives you the whole script in English language on the left hand side and in French or whatever your language might be that you're translating to on the right hand side. So quick insight into how we do the process is that we take a video, we break it down at a segment level, how you see in front of you. Then we translate it into a different language, and then we stitch together the whole output video and the script as well. AI speaker speaks it out and stitches it on top of the video or the output that there is. All of this happens in real time. in almost the length of the video time, and that's where it takes maximum time, that there are 4 to 5 steps that needs to be done before we give you the final out. So now this is as simple as for me to go here and make any changes to the script here, right? Whatever I want to say, I can do this. I can just click outside, it gets auto saved, and I can process video. So all the changes that I make here will automatically be implemented to the video that I have. I do not have to go back to the studio to go record it. I don't have to speak to a video mixer artist who needs to sync my things. All of that is in a certain way taken care by the product directly. Then there are a bunch of other features also here. We have a script setting, which basically allows you to sort of retain all the nouns across the script that you have. So for an example, what happens is that nowadays, obviously, all languages are spoken collectively, and there's no one language pure that we speak, right? When we speak Hindi, also we speak more of English. There are certain words which have been adopted by English to French, so on and so forth. So this is where it automatically across the script saves my noun from the input language and saves it for the output language as well. Or you want to remove any of these, you can remove it very easily. You want to add any word, it's as simple as clicking on this word and you can add it. This gets added to my glossary is what we call it here. And then you just need to go here and just say update transcript, and all the changes you've done again will get saved. You process video, they'll be implemented to the output video that you have.
Perfect.
There are more features like find and replace. You can go here, find a specific word, and it will look across the script. There's no such word, but since this is French and I'm not still very fluent in French, but let me just showcase this to you. I go here. So in whatever segment this word is there, it will just go there, search, and I can just say replace it with a different word, and it automatically can replace all. Right. So again, this what is doing is, the idea here is to give you a lot of tools for you to be able to sort of edit your script very quickly so that your output becomes near perfect, which can then be published. Another interesting thing that we have here is an export to Google Sheet, right? So I can export this in two ways, either a Google Sheet or a SRT file. So when I say Google Sheet, what this is going to do is everything that you see on my screen will be replicated on a Google Sheet as well, which again, the shareability of that is very, very easy. So again, you want to get a language test, you want to get a review done, you want to show your script to somebody, you want to save it for your own self, all of those can be done on a Google Sheet as well. So this redirected me to a Google Sheet. This is already shared with you. You have your name here. You have your English and your French script here. So that basically, again, gives you multiple options in terms of what you want to do with the script that you've created from Dubverse.
Interesting.
And another important thing is the studio logs. So anything that you do is something which gets saved here. So these are the different processes in a certain way that we run. If you just want to quickly see who's edited the script, who's done anything to the product, can be done very, very easily. Sorry. Yeah. So this is again my project. So a couple of features here as well. Sampath, any questions, anything you want me to dig deeper, let me know.
Yes. So one quick question. I mean, I have basically listed down like 10 to 12 questions. I'm just going to chip in only when I see there's some relevant content going on. So regarding the collaboration, right? So what happens, say, if I want to collaborate with a client, right? If an external client, and he wants to make those changes and he wants to make those suggestions or something. So would they be like notified if those suggestions are made in the video? Or how does the notification functionality works?
Sure. So I would say that we have V0 or version 0 of the sharing capabilities, but we definitely have that. One I showed you that you can share the output when you are on this watch page. You can share it here, and any of these social media, Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp, you can send directly. This link is something which is going to go to them, and they will be able to watch the video and they'll be able to comment as well, but they cannot edit in this sharing functionality. This is only for watching and commenting. But for an example, you want to share this with somebody where you want them to edit also, or maybe go through the whole studio and other functionalities as well. So what can be done is that here we have a multi-select feature. I come here, I select my projects that I want to share with somebody. I can do multi-select, and then I say move, and I move them to a different folder, right? For an example, meeting, and done. Now what happens is that these are all of my folders, and these are all the shared folders. I'll come to that, but let me go to BT and show you that all the projects that I moved are basically have come here also now. Now within this folder, I can share under the settings, I can share this folder with anybody. For an example, this is already shared with Tane. If I want to share this with maybe my personal email ID, I just say this. So obviously the other email ID needs to have an account on Dubverse. If they do not have an account, then obviously it does not get shared. Now what will happen is that it gets shared with Anuja as well. Sorry, the other email ID as well. Now how the other person is going to view it is something on this lines, that under my shared folders, these are the different folders which sort of start coming up, and I can access these files. So these are not my files. These are shared by somebody else with me. And I can just go to the studio for this file also and make all the changes, or in a certain way access all the details that are there.
Gotcha.
I get all the features, I do everything. Another important thing that is here is that for all the languages which are not written by the English keyboard that we usually have, we have a transliterate feature as well here. So if I switch it on, and this basically with my English keyboard, I type in English, but it gives me options in Hindi, Chinese, or any other language which is written in a different format or a different script in a certain way apart from English. You can do it within here. You don't need a different keyboard. You don't need to do copy paste from a different portal or a Google Translate or anything on those lines. You can directly start typing here with your actual keyboard. So this again increases the accessibility by a lot.
Yeah, that's very interesting. It's kind of like a hidden gem for me.
Yeah, so this because the previous file was French, and French is also written in Roman, so that's the reason the option was not available. But since Hindi is written in Devanagari, now I have that option here, so I can switch it on or switch it off as I like.
Lovely.
Another, yeah, please.
Sorry, please go ahead.
Another feature that we have here is from a retune standpoint. So basically how we look at a video is that there are two parts to it, that there is what is being said, and the second is how is it being said. So what is being said is the script part to it. So you see here, you have a breakup, you can go edit, change timestamp as you like. And retune is basically how it is being said. So how it is being pronounced primarily. So I can come here and I can make it, make the system speak just this one sentence. I'll play it to just show you a quick demo of how this retune works.
ये वीडियो 30 सेकंड का है जाही
This was a random word that I wrote, but yeah, this is how it comes out. For an example, I don't like the word seconds, how that is being pronounced, right? So I can go here, I can go to settings, and then the same word, the system will give me multiple pronunciations for it, right? Because language again is very subjective in nature. So how do I really make sure that whatever is being said is what I also like, right? So I can, these are
सेकंड
yeah. So
सेक्शन
there's a double voice because of the speaker, but otherwise obviously you'll hear the single voice, and then you can just say done. Whichever pronunciation you can like, you can choose that and you can do a done. So that gets saved, and you'll have to obviously process video for these changes to be implemented. And you can see all the changes or the modification that you see here, basically for all the pronunciations.
Lovely.
Another very interesting feature that we've very recently added, still in a beta stage, is multi-speaker. For an example, I have a video which has multiple speakers in it, right? Two people talking, or there is a podcast, or there is something else. So I can come here and I can add more speakers in my pool, right? So this is a pool basically that's created. I can say male, female, I can do all of those things. So this gets added to my pool. And now from my pool, I can choose a different speaker. So now this second sentence or the second segment will be spoken by a different.
ये क्या है कि ये 30 सेकंड लंबा है, हमारे पास साथ आने का समय नहीं है क्योंकि ये 30 सेकंड लंबा है.
Right. So now this is a different speaker. Again, when I process video, the whatever speaker that I've chosen, that will be spoken by that specific speaker.
Right. So each and every line can have a different speaker.
Yes. This is primarily segment based. Yes.
Very interesting. And earlier you were showing that I can share the whole folder with someone and they must have a Dubverse account already, right? So if you want to invite, so I mean, is it possible to invite another client of mine if they don't even have a Dubverse account already? Can I send an invite directly via email, or should I ask them to create an account?
Yeah, that's like I said, it's still in beta or V0 of the sharing functionality. So for now, you'll have to send this link to them, webapp.dubverse.ai. They'll need to create an account. And once they do, even if it's a free account, that doesn't has to be a paid account or an LTD account. Once they do that, then you can come here and share the folder with them, how I showed you from the folder settings.
Right, right. And is it possible to share a single video, not just a whole folder?
No, not as of now. So if you have to share, then I showed you that share functionality, right? That's how it can be done, but there it cannot be edited. So if you just want to share one, you can create a new folder. Maybe may name it one, and then I can move one, just this multi-select, and I can select this and I can move it to the folder name one. There's no restriction on the number of folders that you create. So I would say you can create a new folder and then share it with your audience, client, however that is. Yeah.
Got you. Got you. Okay, perfect.
Any other questions? I think I'm primarily I've covered most of it. There are certain filters that you have here. A few more things that can be done from the product once you go to subtitle and TTS, similar ways. But yeah, if there are any specific questions, happy to take those.
Yes. So we have I'll just walk you through other questions we have received. So
Sure.
the first one is about the integration with YouTube or Vimeo channels, right? So what happens if I'm going to be integrating with my YouTube channel, which already has hundreds of videos? Would all those videos be automatically dubbed, or can I choose which ones has to be dubbed and what language? So how does it work?
Sure. No, we are not doing the dubbing directly because it involves credits and you know better what has to be done. So what we do is that we just pull your whole YouTube studio within the platform. Then you can choose each video, 1 to 5, whatever you want. And you can obviously choose the number of languages as well. So it's still manual, wherein right now you have to copy paste the URL. So that's the step that we are eliminating. When you connect the channel, your whole channel shows up there. I think up to 50 videos shows up by default. And then you can keep loading more and more will keep showing up.
Gotcha. And the same applies for Vimeo as well.
Yeah, across Vimeo as well. Yes, your Vimeo folders will show up again within the platform. Google Drive folders will show up within the platform. You can pick and choose which one you want to dub or translate.
Right. Let's just say that I have picked a few and they are going to be getting dubbed. So what's going to happen next? With those videos, is it possible to sync it with my YouTube channel once again? Or do I have to download those videos manually and then re-upload? How does it work?
Sure. For now, they need to be done manually. We only have an integration in terms of inflow of where you're getting it. For an outflow, you still need to download and then sort of upload there. But definitely, that's exactly the feature. If I have to talk about that, we are getting more integrations with. It's just a little difficult to upload directly, but that's what the tech team has figured now, and that should come out as a feature very quickly.
Okay, you mean the outflow as well?
Yes.
Okay.
So your Vimeo is already linked. We just create a new folder there and all your dubbed files can be uploaded to Vimeo directly. You don't have to download and upload because it's a wasteful effort, and we understand that is what I would say.
Right. And speaking of dubbing, apart from dubbing, is it also possible to have the subtitles added for multiple languages, especially for YouTube videos? And could they be pushed back to YouTube as well?
Almost, this is what I would say.
Okay.
For example, let me show you a project. So this is one of the sub projects that I did. Let me open this one from the YouTube video. So again, for my subtitle, sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So my this is my subtitle, obviously single language, so I don't see the right hand side panel. This is just the left side panel, but editing is still possible. If I want to edit something, then I can just come here, type. The transliterate option will show up if you're doing a different language. All of that remains very similar. The difference that here is that you have a YT Studio here, right? So what will happen is you'll have to download the SRT from here. You click on this and you click on this, it gets downloaded. You'll have to download it from here. But if you click on YT Studio and your studio is connected, then will automatically open your the studio. Mine is not connected, but it will open the studio for that specific video. So you just need to go and upload there. So we have been able to do this integration that it opens the exact backend. You just need to go and upload there. As of now, it doesn't get uploaded directly. The answer is no as of now.
Right, right. And when you said like in the future, your tech team is already working on it.
Yes, for sure, for sure. That's definitely our mission right now, to get this solved for you guys, so that you can do faster work and so on and so forth. And from a multilingual standpoint, definitely a yes. These are all the languages that we support from a subtitle standpoint. So no matter what language your initial video is, you can create subtitles for all of these languages, right? Again, these are Indian languages, these are global languages. I can add multiple, and I can create, sorry, and I can create let's sub. So it will create subtitles for me for this video in for the video in multiple languages, which can be uploaded to my YouTube channel.
Got you, got you. And do you have plans to have some sort of like a API access in the future?
We already have API for TTS right now, which is text to speech. So that's already up there. If anybody wants it, please ping us separately, email or on the product on the chat option. We will make that available. For dubbing and subtitle, what we see is that the studio is still required, right? If the dubbing has not happened 100%, I want to change a word, I want to change the pronunciation. There are multiple features that we've built, which we believe are very, very important to complete the dubbing process. Hence, that's not available as APIs as of now. But definitely, yes, API is something which we are very bullish on, because we want, again, to give you the access to be able to do it. But we believe as of now, studio is required. So we want you to come to the platform. For TTS, we have APIs. If you want that, happy to chat on that.
Lovely, lovely. And as you know, the world has taken by a storm by ChatGPT since last November, right? But then a lot of AI-based products have been like directly in competition with ChatGPT one way or the other. However, I don't see like Dubverse is going to have any sort of competition with ChatGPT by any chance. But do you see, say, someone who has like a ChatGPT or OpenAI access? Do you see like any synergy for them to use their OpenAI with Dubverse and get the best out of Dubverse? Is there like any possibilities, or what's your opinion about that?
Sure. So we also use OpenAI is what I would say. So the transcription is done through Whisper, which is definitely the best in class in terms of what's available. I would say definitely no competition, but they've enabled us to do more, right? So the languages that we couldn't support earlier, now we can, because of this new technology that's available. And honestly speaking, I think the adoption or the acceptability of the AI content has just gone like multifold up. Earlier, people were a little reluctant that this is AI. How will it work? Will my audience accept it? And now I think it's through the roof. So those are not the questions also that we get anymore. But what we are doing is, on that note, as a new feature again coming in, that we are introducing ChatGPT within our translations, right? So the glossary feature that I showed you, why that was introduced was because nobody speaks a pure language these days, right? It's an amalgamation, or it's a more conversational tone that we have right now. So to be able to do that, we have a glossary feature. But again, it's a feature, people need to go and use it. So adoption is a problem. So what we are doing is that we are including Chat GPT in our translations, so that it gives out more conversational tone and not a very literal tone in a certain way. So we are seeing great results for Indian languages, is what we've started with, and we'll go more global languages also now. So that again just makes my dubbing more consumable, and that's what our idea is, that whatever gets produced from the Dubverse platform has to be more consumable, has to be more engaging, so that whoever is producing it can scale it more.
Got you, got you. So this is kind of like a personal question that has come out based on the discussion we are having. So since Dubverse uses like OpenAI's API to empower the subtitling and dubbing as well, I believe. Right.
No, there's the transcription part to it, not even subtitle that we do, the transcription part to it, yeah.
Right. So is it possible for me to bring my own API to get the transcription done and using Dubverse platforms? So basically, like, I'm just going to bring my own API keys, and I want to use Dubverse platform where I'm going to be getting the dubbing done anyway. But for me to save some credits, can I use my own open API keys? Because I already have it anyway.
Yeah. I get what you're getting to. As of now, no, not really. That's included in the cost in a certain way. And for us to differentiate that, that's going to be very difficult. So no, not as of now. Because see what, so that's only technology, right? But we are packaging it in a certain way, using it in a certain way, and making it available. So hence the idea is obviously to use all the new technology that's coming by, but to be able to deliver this feature-based, package-based solution that we have to the users. So no, that cannot be used.
Gotcha. No worries. I'm just getting curious, because there's like more and more ChatGPT based like rappers coming out, and people wanting to use their own API keys, and people are getting like more and more tech savvy since ChatGPT. So which is good in a way. So just getting
Definitely,
curious.
definitely. Super happy about it. And I think your community is also more product first, so they understand all of these technical details. But no, not as of now. Yeah.
Got you. And is it possible, for example, say when I'm having this webinar, so which is directly being going live on YouTube as well, is it possible to have an automated dubbing in for the live videos as well now or in the future?
For sure, 100%. Yes, I think that's the biggest use case. Don't have it right now, but how we are progressing in terms of how accurate it is getting, how more consumable that's becoming. For sure, we should be able to, with some lag, obviously, but I think we should be out with live in the coming year or so.
Okay, that will be like game changer for us,
For
especially
sure,
like when
that's
people are like running ads worldwide, getting people on board. But then I am curious about like one other thing. Recently, I have been experimenting with like one other product that has, I don't remember the name of the product, but what the product does is when you're having a live calls, like instead of Zoom, you have to use their platform. And when you're having this conversation, it can do that live subtitling based regardless of the language I speak. It does like subtitling in English for me. So yes, I'll probably dig up the name and I'll
Yeah,
send that
maybe
over to you.
send it across. Sounds interesting.
Yeah, happy to connect you with their founder as well if possible.
That'll be great. So I think transcription definitely is something which is in a certain way from a technological standpoint very solved for, that no matter what language is being spoken, we can create transcript for it across languages. But yeah, would love to definitely get connected and learn more.
Yeah, definitely. But then there's like one small catch to it. Like you need to speak, like you cannot speak English. So where the subtitle gets messed up. So which brings up like a bit of like quality concern as well. Like if I'm going to speak in
That's the
Tamil,
same. Yeah, that's the same. Like Google also does it, right? In Google Meet, you can create captions, and wherever you say Hindi, it just sort of makes up a new word.
exactly.
But that's how it is.
Exactly. So how Dubverse is going to be solving these quality-based issues, like because that's going to be like a challenge. Like you can use like any of the products out there, but then when it comes to one product that's going to stand on top of like everyone else, like how exactly we are still sticking with Zoom, despite there are so many webinar tools out there. It's mainly
Yeah,
because of the quality it produces. So what measures are you guys like taking in terms of the to maintain the quality to stand up there?
for sure. I think the only differentiator is the users. Yeah, I think users are what make you win and make you lose. So we are very, very user focused. And how Zoom also did it, right? That they were early to the market. And when obviously COVID hit, they were ready for that in a certain way. Right. So I would say very similar things are happening in the AI industry as well. We were early to the market when we were talking about dubbing. There was people were like literally, some were shocked that how is this possible, and some were saying, oh, this does not exist as yet. So there were very extreme reaction. The market was very unaware of what the really technology looks like. So that's where we started from. And when this chat GPT happened, everybody moved on to AI. I would say we were prepared enough to take on everything that was coming by. So we launched our product in January, and from then to now we have about 300 plus k users on the platform already, right? So we are seeing that inflow or that flood of users in a certain way coming by, and we are ready for it. It is going to take some more time because technology is still getting developed, but I think in the coming days and coming years, it's just going to peak, and we already have that head start. And we with the developments that we are doing with with the AI and product development that we are doing, I think we are in a good shape to maintain that for a long time.
Lovely. So that pretty much like summarizes like all the questions. I may have summarized some of those questions together. I have clubbed them up. So that's pretty much I have got on the cards. So, but I would love to hear like few words about like the future of Dubverse, like what exactly are the cards, what's coming up next for Dubverse.
Sure. So basically, how we look at this is we are at the center of three industries. One is language. So anything and everything to do with language. And when I say language, I mean non-English as languages. Anything to do with video specifically, because again, currently also 80% of the internet bandwidth is taken up by videos, and that's not going down anytime soon. People have sort of accepted that. And the third is more the creator economy. right, wherein a lot of these micro entrepreneurs or these teams, or so to say, are coming in, and with YouTube and all of these platforms pushing for more monetization, we see that happening even more, right now. Also, I think there is good enough audience which has adopted this as not just their secondary income but their primary income as well. I
Totally.
think those are the people that we really want to stick by to. So these are the three industries: language, video, and content creators. We do everything that is related to these people and sort of impacts all of these three together. So that's where we really want to be. And very consciously, I would say, we have chosen the PLG route, or to go to the users directly and not do very enterprise sale, right? Obviously, there's a lot of videos, a lot of L&D videos, a lot of these bigger educational companies who are creating a lot of video content which needs dubbing as of today as well. But we consciously said, no, we want to solve it for the masses, create this more like a Canva like experience, that everybody uses this product for free. We're not asking everybody to pay, but whoever wants to use it more professionally, wants to derives that value from the product, they will stick with us for a longer time period. Hence, we are building for the creators who have that passion to include technology or AI specifically into their workflows.
Got you. So one last question. So since we're speaking about like the audience that you're covering, right? So would it be possible for, say, a video creation agency, for example, if they want to have like any custom-made solutions, can they get like a custom-made code working with Dubverse? Do you have opportunities open for that?
Yeah, definitely. I think agencies are the content house or the video house in a certain way where all of these videos gets created. So for sure, I think more one-on-one conversations. But if you find some of these agencies, please route them to us. We'll be happy to offer them a more package solution, put them in our beta users, do bunch of stuff with them.
Wonderful. Yeah, so that's pretty much everything I have got to cover for today. So thank you for your time today, Anuja, Tanay, and thank you everyone who has joined us for the webinar today.
Yeah, thanks a lot. This was great. I think we've gotten a great response from the community. So thanks a lot for introducing us to them.
Thank you, Anuja. Cheers and see you soon.